Hi, Tom here, coming at you, ready for a story? I mean a real good story. It's a story for anybody. I mean anybody. Anybody that's a kid. You can be 8, you could be 80. You're going to love it. It's called Hooray for Us. So it's by, author's name is Sandal Stoddard Warburg. Pretty strange and good name, huh? All right. It was dedicated probably to some relatives of this person. It was Hooray for Tom, Ben, Bo, Tim, Chris, Judy, Eileen, and for Walter. It starts out like this. Stay tuned, focus, and listen well. Hooray for us! Hooray, I say! That's the message for today. Hurrah for you! Huzzah for me! 3 cheers for we! Why? Well, just because the way we are. It's a good way to be. You and I, you and me, we're okay, so hooray. What did you say? You want to hear 3 good reasons why? I'll give you 6 or 7 or 8 why we are so great. The whole world ought to celebrate. Hooray for us! And I don't mean hooray because we are so clever and so gorgeous to look at. I don't mean that because we're so much smarter, so much better looking than anybody else in town. Some people might not agree with us about that. Some people just don't have any sense at all. The kind of thing I mean is this. We are the people, you and I. When something is happening, we notice. If there's a different kind of noise somewhere, we're the ones who say, "Hey, listen to that!" Old Miss Grum scrunches up her nose and says, "Listen to what?" Her ears can't hear it because her nose doesn't like it already. We're the people who use our ears for hearing and our noses for smelling. That's why we use our mouths for yelling. Hooray, hooray, all day. Hooray for us. You and I are the ones when the bus breaks down. We think it's a nice day to go for a walk instead. And guess what? Sometimes it is. Suppose we take a long walk. We find 3 gull's feathers and 2 sparkly stones and a lonesome worm. The reason we see things like that is because we were looking. You and I, you and me. It isn't always easy, of course. For one thing, sometimes your feet hurt. It isn't always easy being us. That's because we have feelings. If you stick a pin in a bowl of mashed potatoes, it doesn't cry. You're not a bowl of mashed potatoes. I'm not a bowl of mashed potatoes either. Hooray! Hooray for us! I do not care, says Mr. Poop, to live in a house with sand on the floor and feathers in the soup. Oh, we care. We care and care and care. Hooray for caring! Hooray for us! I care about you anytime, any place. If things are all nicely and neatly and sweetly, I care about you. And I care just the same if it's all a muss and a fuss and a mess. You feel the same about me, too. And that's the reason for saying hooray, because that makes both of us pretty important, doesn't it? When you are important like that, you remember to care what happens to everybody else in the whole world. When you are important like us, you can have lots of caring left over. If there's a tiny voice out in the dark woods crying, you don't just sit there. We don't just sit there chewing up our fingernails and all that. We run right out into the woods and see if we can help. Plunk! That way, sometimes we fall flat on our faces and we look pretty silly. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get stuck in the mud for hours. Sometimes we get lost in the dark woods and sometimes we cry a lot. Never mind. People who know how to cry always remember how to get the giggles too. Like you, like I, like we. Hooray! If you don't cry and if you don't get the giggles for a long, long time, your face might come out looking like an egg. Fried eggs and ham. Fried eggs and ham. Do you want fried eggs or do you want ham? That's what they say. Answer right away. And we're the ones who answer, well, fried eggs or ham? Let's see. We'll still have lemonade, please, with a cherry in it and straws. Because. Hooray for us! When it's time to put on party hats and everybody lines up in their new socks and new shoes, where am I? Where are you? Well, we are the ones who are sitting over in the corner trying to figure out how to make a piano out of 6 rubber bands and some blocks and some cloth and a long piece of string. Impossible, says old Miss Grum. Come join the group, says Mr. Poop. It can't be done, says everyone. Give up, give up. Come on, don't try. But you and I, we're the ones who just don't know when to quit. We're the ones who never give up, no matter what. First, we put a little piece here. Then we put a little piece there. And then we, oops, crash. Then we try again. Then we try again. Then we try again. And again and again. And then suddenly, plink, God bless America. That's the way it happens every time. And look who's dancing, old Miss Grum and little Mr. Poop. Hooray, she says to him, for I do believe this is a song I've liked all along. Hooray yourself, my dear, he replies, for I've always liked your neat little feet and your blinky blue eyes. Hurrah for Grum, hurrah for Poop. 3 cheers for us, says all the group. And after the party's over, when it's just another day, like any other day, sometimes we don't do anything at all, you and I. Sometimes we don't say anything either. When everybody's busy running around being busy, running around being busy, running around, that's when we are busy just listening, just watching, just smiling, just remembering, just being glad. I'm smiling because I'm thinking about you. You're smiling because you're thinking about me. And both of us are smiling because we are thinking about everybody else in the whole world. That's what I mean most of all when I say hooray for us. When I say hooray for us. Thank you.